Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.
It was pretty tough, wasn't it? It took his legs, but you always seemed really composed.
Yeah, you know, it was weird. I thought you could go in there and bomb him out in 2 rounds. And the 2 fights I can say I've learned a lot in was one Dylan, and then that one, because like 6 rounds in, 7 rounds in, I started thinking, there's guys that are going to be able to stand up to the power, 9 rounds in, 10 rounds in. So when you're loading up, trying to knock them out, it does take a lot of energy. So you've got to control the fight. And I just learned that. Just break them down bit by bit, rather than trying to knock them out with single punches. And I just took my time, and I finally found the shots that would take him out.
Is that why you stood off him a bit when he first wobbled?
Yeah, because what he was going to do, sometimes if I go rushing in, it's easy to get caught with a big hook or something. And it changes the course of the fight, so I didn't want that to happen, so I just was a bit patient.
So the second or third round, you caught him with a big right uppercut, and he staggered all the way back to the corner.
I thought yes, and then he was still in there, and that's what I mean. And I started realising that sometimes, no matter what shots you're throwing and how flushed they are, some people are here to stay. Even if they're not there to win, they want to put up a good fight and show themselves out to the public that they're serious contenders. And I think he was one of those fighters. So when I hit him with the uppercut, I thought, all right, he's going to go here, but he stayed in for a couple more rounds, so credit to him.
So is it fair for us to call this, or you to call it, a learning fight for you?
Yeah, definitely. Just put your punches in bunches and just break them down little by little. But the main thing is, don't get hit on the return. When you're being patient, you don't want to be taking shots while you're trying to break them down. So it was a bit, it's a good mind game. It plays mind tricks because you're breaking them down, being patient. But at that patience, you're giving them an opportunity to break you down as well. So you've got to be on the ball all the time.
You couldn't miss him with the jab. Do you think that was the one that softened him up?
Yeah, and then started throwing it to the body a bit. And then I think, because they tuck up like that, so the right hand doesn't really go through around the side. So when I started bringing it through the middle, I think that the jab to the stomach, and the uppercut was starting to slam down a bit.
Did you ever doubt that you might not get him out there at all? You might have to go the distance?
I was gonna, you sometimes think, all right, I'm gonna take it the distance. It's not always I'm gonna go in there and knock him out. It is boxing, and then, but with that, with the patience, I could see he was getting broken down. His eyes started to swell up, his nose was going, so I could see that sooner or later he would go. But I thought if it goes 12 rounds, it would be a good learning fight for me.
There wasn't much of a celebration when you got the final stop. You just kind of wandered into the middle of the ring. What you thinking? What was the feeling?
Thank God for that.
Huh?
Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank God for that. I was just like, it's been hard. I only had 2 weeks off, so it's been like you train for like 3 months and just lockdown. Like you're on lockdown for 3 months. Then I had 2 weeks off, which was work. It wasn't even like I was chilling out with the family, then straight back in camp. So to get Dominic out of there was like a relief that I can finally have a bit of rest. And then when we planning to go again, do you think?
Well, November, but I mean, he won't say but his camp for this was, he had a virus for a couple of weeks, and he was, there were times when we were considering taking the fight or not. And after the Martin fight, because of the commercial deals, and Freddie does a great job for him, it's just been non-stop dinners, broadcasters, sponsors, and the one worry going into this fight was burnout. I think I might have said it to a couple of you, and he needs a long rest now. He needs to go and be a young man, just go and sit on a beach with his mates and mess around, because it's been absolutely relentless. Taking him out of the weigh-ins and the workouts, people throwing themselves at the car, hundreds of people running down the road chasing the car, camping outside his hotel in Canary Wharf and trying to find him. It takes a lot out of you, and I think the celebrations was more of a relief. He's so happy. I've not seen him this happy after a fight, not because of his performance, but because he knows it's over, and he knows now that he can have his rest, and it's much, much, much needed.
Do you think so instead of a rest, you're going to go and spar James also?
No, I'm not sparring him anymore. I've made up my mind. I'm not going to go and spar him.
You're obviously going to spend a little bit of August in Rio anyway, with the Olympics commentating and cheerleading the team.
Yeah, because I've got a good relationship with the boys. I know them. I've known them for years, and so it'll be good to speak about them firsthand. So what they're like behind closed doors, what they're like in the gym. So it'll be good. So I'll be doing some commentary work on them at the Olympics.
Will it be a holiday before that then?
Main thing, I think, I really want to catch up with my family, just spend some nights at home, because I only spend, Saturday and Sunday at home, and that's really get my washing done and pack it again to go again. That's what it's been. So I want to just catch up with my family first before I think of a holiday.
In the ring, you almost seemed happiest. Anytime you really smiled was when he hit you. Is that because you're glad he was going to be a test, or did you sort of enjoy a bit of that?
I knew I was going to get him out there sooner or later. I knew it, so I just couldn't wait for that moment. I was like, it's coming. But as I said, in the meantime, when I'm being patient, he weren't too good coming forward or going back, but what he was doing, he has these big swings, and then with 10-ounce gloves, it takes one shot, so I had to be careful. So I was just waiting. That smile was like, I know it's going to come, and I can't wait.
Just before you finished him off, I thought you were 2 punches. That's it, snap you into action.
Sometimes that's what it takes, and I'm glad it's not too detrimental, but sometimes it does take a punch to make you realise that you're in a fight, you can be taken out. And that's how quick it can change. That's what I mean. And that's why I took my time when I hurt him, because I can be doing well. Next minute I rush in, as you said, hits me with 2 shots, and it changes the course of the fight. So, and it'll be a massive upset. So I just got to be very cautious in.
What was the harder fight, White, Dillian, or?
White. Yeah, definitely White. Yeah, it was a different kind of fight, wasn't it, as well?
Well, he was trying to get up in your face at the end of rounds.
Yeah, I know.
No, he was, wasn't he?
He's funny. Like, I just know that's all acting. I was like, get back to your corner. But we slap him and send him back to his corner.
You shoved Howard Foster out of the way as well.
Did I?
Yeah. Well,
again.
Yeah, but the second round, when he was hurt, and Howard jumped in and went.
Oh,
he
yeah.
done an Ian John Lewis, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then you went to him. Get out of the way.
Was that too long, Dillian White's fight?
Yeah. Because I think if they're going to stop it, but they should let me finish it more.
Anyway, so you got thrown into a bit of turmoil tonight when you talked about Tyson Fury. Where does that place Anthony now, as far as options go, either domestically or in other fights?
Well, I mean, firstly, that we can't comment too much on that because we don't know the ins and outs. But our conversations with Peter Fury were to look at the Fury fight for November, December of this year, or spring, summer of next year. But you never know with Tyson Fury how long someone like that's going to be in the game. Not because of what we've seen in the papers, just because he's a little bit out there, isn't he? And how long he'll keep winning. So, we've spoken about that fight, and it was like, maybe we'll take it in the winter, but that's kind of made up our decision for us, not the story, but the injury, post today. So, I think, we'll see what happens with the inquiry, but, we're doing our thing, and we want to get all the belts. If that means those belts become vacant, I see Deontay Wilder calling out AJ's name tonight, because everybody's calling his name out. Oscar De La Hoya just tweeted, Luis Ortiz is the best heavyweight in the world, let us fight you now. There's not a heavyweight in the world that doesn't want to fight Anthony Joshua, because they all tune in, and Charles Martin's obviously told them there's a few quid on the table. So, but ultimately we're going to do the right fights. We like the Joseph Parker fight. That's the mandatory. We'll have to deal with that at some point. Whether that's in November, December, or whether that's in March or April. It's a good fight, good undefeated, hungry fighter. And
Takam was in the crowd.
Yeah, Takam. Yeah, give him a wave. Yeah.
Gave him a wave. Yeah.
Could they compete with you to put that on his side of the wall?
It's a 75-25 purse split, so they'd have to pay him double-digit millions, which he might go for that. He likes New Zealand anyway, I'm sure. That'll go down well. You're fighting Parker, but it's in New Zealand.
Obviously, you've been busy in the last hour or so, but what's your reaction to the story about Tyson Fury? Surprise or what?
I'll be honest, I haven't heard too much about it, but it's been a hot subject when we've been speaking for the last couple of weeks, and it's a shame because he's worked hard to get where he is, and I just hope that he can overcome it and get back to winning ways, because it's a fight that everyone wanted to see and something I was serious about. So I just hope that it's nothing too serious. I don't know if it's been 100% proven, or I don't know the story, but I just hope that it's not too serious, so me and him can continue on our collision course sometime in the near future.
Does this mean someone like Deontay Wilder's the other world champion?
Yeah. The good thing, as I said, I'm in a good position. Wilder's, Fury's, Hayes, any one of them. Do you know what I mean? We've got a good list to pick out of. and they all want me. So
that's a fight we'd like to
main
build
man.
towards a dual pay-per-view in on Showtime and Sky here. So we need probably a couple more fights, maybe even a fight in America in early 2017.
When is he fighting Wilder?
He's fighting Areola in July, is it? July 16th?
Yeah, so it'd be good to watch that as well. So he gets on. So yeah.
We might go to that.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But I think it would be class to fight in a.
Oh, was it in Alabama? Fuck that.
You got to keep it
I thought
real.
it was in Vegas. Wasn't it?
Go to Vegas and watch it.
Yeah, good idea. Yes. In the bars. We're going to watch the Deontay Wilder fight in the casino.
Looking at it, is Parker the most likely?
Yeah, we either fight in early November, which is the last time we'll get a chance to have a voluntary, or we can fight in December and ask for an exception. If we do that and it's granted, which it probably will be, we would have to fight Parker next. So basically the Parker fight's going to happen either in November, December or March, April. But there's so many, we're looking at the Fury fight. If Klitschko might be given the belt back. I mean, I don't know, that's a fight we'd love as well. We want to build towards the Wilder fight. But I think tonight was, I always said when we accepted the Martin fight, that AJ was going to have to learn on the job a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what tonight was perfect for. It was a.
It was always tougher than expected, wasn't it?
It was.
So if it's on the table, you take Klitschko next?
I mean, a lot of things have to be right with that fight, but I'm always reluctant to make a fight of that magnitude in November, December. But again, these guys aren't going to be around forever.
That's true.
So it's, speak to the trainers and see. But the main thing now is I'm so excited for him to have a rest. Honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am to have a rest. Go on, you call them all that.
No, true.
He's sitting there under his bed. He practices at home, but he never says, let's go, I'm coming for you. Deontay.
You asked me about them. Yeah, they're great fighters.
Yeah.
But it's coming, honestly, yeah. And it'd be tough. It's not easy in there, but you got to fight the best and learn, right? So it's going to come sooner or later. No problem with me.
Got any feedback from Showtime?
Yeah, Stephen Espinosa emailed me before the fight and just said the interest has been huge, it's really building nicely. It's unusual for them to do a deal like that with a British fighter.
Yeah.
And we're really pleased. But it's not just, we've got to do deals like that in every market. And we're seeing now, whether it's France, whether it's Japan, whether it's Germany, Australia, the broadcasters are paying more money and showing more interest. So we've had approaches from Africa, from United Arab Emirates, from China to bring him there and have fights. And that's something I'd like to do. We did it around the UK, but I'd like him to fight potentially in China, certainly in America, Dubai. And it's a long journey. He's 26 years old. Do you know what I mean? So when we talk about Klitschko and Wilder, you've got one side, you've got the fan pressure, and then you've got the other side is doing the right thing. And it's hard to sit there as a promoter and say, we're going to take our time, we're going to take the right fights, but he's 26, so we don't want to be balls deep in those fights at 26. You know what I mean? So everyone says that around my way.
That's fair work. Huh? Yeah, definitely. It's done before, and it made massive news, and it was history. So I think it'll be massive. That would be massive. I wouldn't turn the opportunity down. Nigeria. To be Nigeria. And yeah. Or Ghana. Either one's good for me. But anyway. There's no way I wouldn't fight. To me, it's just another fight, but it would be class. I think the history of it, it would work. And if the big man make it work, then why not?
It's groundbreaking. I think a lot of what we're doing at the moment, away from boxing as well, is it's an honour to be associated with, because we've got brands knocking at the door, at Freddie's door, that have never even looked at boxing. Lucozade, Beats, Under Armour.
It's good for everyone, isn't it? I think
it's great, especially you.
I can't win.
No, it is, because talking about Beats, the guy here tonight, the president, he was like, what an event. wow, I can't believe it. The atmosphere. I don't think he's ever been to a boxing, or if he has, he's been to America where you could hear a pin drop. So you never know. Beats might turn around and say, you know, we want 5 or 6 young fighters.
Yeah.
You know, Lucas might say we're going to start a campaign in boxing.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the heavyweights had sponsorship.
No, but it's been a while since any fighter's had sponsorship outside of a gaming company.
I mean, Mayweather.
No, but even Mayweather just started. You know, he sold himself to Hublot for the Pacquiao fight. It was like the first time he's done it. But you know, again, he's set up. You know, he likes to be forward thinking, breaking barriers. He set out his own management company for his commercial run by Freddie, and you know, moved away from the agency side, doing it all himself. It's, you know, he's a smart kid. Smart.
Did you get a sense it was bigger this week? It felt the whole.
I think it hit me when I got to the weigh-in.
Yeah, the weigh-in.
When I got to the weigh-in, that's when I was like, wow. Yeah, that was different. I just can't afford to mess up. Boxing's a real brutal sport. You can be up there and then one mistake, you're on the downslide. So I just can't afford to mess up. But it's definitely growing. And as I said, I'd never put it down to me. You got great fighters on your undercard, good promoters, you guys, Freddie, my family and friends that are doing like things behind the scenes. Everyone is driving, you know, this hype train forward. So it's everyone putting in their input. So I never put it just down to me, but I definitely think that as a whole, the brand of boxing, it's coming back to the golden times, the golden era. And I think that's why people want them Wilder fights, Fury fights, David, because that's the ones that last in people's memories for years to come. You know, Dominic Brazil, I think that was fun. Now they want to know what's next. When are we going to get that exciting fight? So they're waiting for that memory-catching fight. So I think we're back. We just got to capture their imagination with these massive fights.
Did it bring out a different side of you having that to defend?
No. That's why none of the boys come in like flashing it in the air and all that stuff. We're not really like that. With or without the belt, we fight the same way. It's a pleasure. This is the rewards of it. But, you know, I won't let these things define me because I've got a lot more to give. You know, and if it did define me, then I wouldn't fight with the same hunger. So, yeah.
Really, what about the pay-per-view number?
Again, you know, 60 days is the analysis, but very, very impressive and solid.
Better than White?
Very similar, looks like. But again, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but you'll probably phone me tomorrow for it. But no, very, very, very solid. And, you know, I think everyone had a good night. I thought the Groves Murray fight was a cracking fight.
Yeah.
Eubank, their main fight was good, and, you know, the response has been good.
Yeah, man. I had fun. When's your next show?
Leeds, July 30th, you coming?
Yeah, I'll come down.
Yeah, don't talk bollocks. You don't
No,
have
I'm
to
not going.
Yeah,
No,
I'll phone
I'd
you
love
on
to.
fight week. Mate, we're in Leeds, but you ain't turned up.
You don't stop. You don't stop.
Listen, guys, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much for staying. I really appreciate it. And
honestly.
we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
William Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.